Uh, the poem has a simple thing where the poet states that planting a tree is a great act of mankind. It is a source that sustains future generations. In his poem, he glorifies the planting of trees since it adds to nature's growth as well. The poem in all three stanzas begins with a question to the reader, and then the poet chooses to reply it himself. He says it is a great and lofty act by the man who plants a tree. The rhyme scheme is A, B, A, B, B, C, C, A, A for each stanza. Now, I will first begin with the first stanza. In the first stanza, the poet says that the man who plants a tree is a friend of the sun. In the second line, he says he plants a friend of sun and sky. And do underline that, please. He plants the flag of breezes free. So, the tree needs food which he gets from the sun, termed as photosynthesis. It also saves the earth from the scorching sun. He compares the leafy branches to a flag fluttering in the breeze, and the stem to the beautiful shaft, like that rod that holds a flag and it flutters, of the flag that stands tall. The tree is home to sweet singing birds. So you see over here the shaft of beauty towering high. It's like it is as proud as we feel when the flag, our country's flag, flies high. Similarly, so underline that. And then what does he say? That the tree is home to the sweet singing of birds, for song and mother croon of bird. Underline that again. The chirping of birds is harmonious to heaven's own tunes. The poet stresses the importance of the trees which maintain the holistic beauty of nature. Thus, the planting of a tree is a glorious deed. See, it says the treble of heaven's harmony. Underline treble. What is treble? It is a high tone in music, and so it is also the mother bird singing to a lullaby to its babies. Like when we are babies, our mother sings a lullaby to send us to sleep. It is so peaceful, almost like heaven's music. Now we go on to the second stanza. I hope you have all followed, and as I go along, please keep writing either by the side of your textbook, the poem on the page, or keep a notebook handy so you can take it down there. And I would desire you to use one single exercise book, buy a thick one, and so we can have all these poems in one book, which will include your homework, your question answers, your test, your summary. And after we are done with the poem, I would like you to write the summary and give it to me for correction, so I can add some things that you may have forgotten. And then you can learn it up and then refer to your summary for your question answer for homework. Now we'll go on to the second stanza. What does he plant who plants a tree? He plants cool shade and tender rain, and seed and bud of days to be, and years that fade and flush again. He plants the glory of the plain. He plants the forest's heritage, the harvest of a coming age, the joy unborn eyes shall see. These things he plants who plants a tree. I think it is so romantic, so very musical, and it's so very lilting. Well, most of the poems that we read, they do convey uh, some kind of a music, even if it's about war or a romantic poem. There's always some music that the poet wants to convey to us. So, in the second stanza, the tree gives us shade and helps in bringing rain. We all know that with so much of global warming and cutting of trees, our whole climate and the environment has changed. So a tree will provide seeds for future. He says that a single tree planted today may turn into a forest someday. A forest's heritage, that is in inverted commas, please underline that. And that is really very, very important, because what does it signify? It signifies birth and death and regeneration. So it is a cycle, a normal cycle that we also follow. So planting a tree today would reap benefits for the future generation. By planting a tree, man shows his love for the universe and for mankind. It is really a beautiful poem. So on to the third stanza. What does he plant who plants a tree? He plants in sap and leaf and wood, in love of home and loyalty, and far cast thought of civic good. His blessings on the neighborhood. Now look at that. His is in capital. So when we have his in capital, who is this his? It is the Almighty God, who in the hollow of his hand, again this his is in the middle of a line, and it is once again in capital. He over here, this his is the Almighty, who is our creator. He has created us and also is the creator of nature, holds all the growth of all our land. A nation's growth from sea to sea stirs in his heart who plants a tree. So there is a loftiness in the act of a human being when he plants a tree, because what is he doing? He is doing it in an unselfish manner, because he thinks that planting a tree will benefit the future generation. So it is a very selfless act, and that is what the poet is trying to convey to us about those humans who plant trees. So when a tree is planted, it shows man's loyalty and love for this planet Earth, and his civic duty and blessings on the neighborhood. When a tree is planted, it sets in motion the progress of a nation from sea to sea. So it is a global act that he does. And by using a capital H in he, the poet indicates the power and the destiny maker of man who plants a tree. In the concluding line, he talks about the man's heart, his feelings, his dreams, and his wishes behind planting a tree. This leads to the poem's title, The Heart of the Tree. So I will stop there, and in our next class I would like to bring back a summary. Write out your summary and email it to me. Here's my email ID: Srila_Basu 2006 at rediffmail.com. I'll repeat that: SREELA_BASU 2006 at rediffmail.com. I look forward to all those who have enrolled in this class to sending me your summaries by email. I will correct them and I will return them to you. After that, in our next class, I will give you questions which if you come prepared with after having understood the poem. And don't forget, if you have any questions that you would, or a certain stanza that you don't understand, do please come back and ask me. We will devote some time to discussion, and I will correct your summary, give you questions to do for homework. Once again, in the second class, we will talk about that, and I hope you enjoyed my class. Thank you.